Voila! Nadia. For those people that do not know about my videos, I speak about anything, everything that I feel it's important to myself. And in this regard, I help other people also that's maybe going through a similar thing. I don't care if people badmouth me. I don't care if people give good comments. I am just myself. That is how I am, and this is what is me. Whether you like it or not. But I know that I'm making a difference in other people's lives, and that is important for me. I always wanted to do something like this, and now I'm doing it. Whether it's not professional or not right, because I do not know how to do it right, but it's going out there. Today, I want to talk about marriage. I am now married for 25 years, and it is not a bed of roses, as they say, right? If I knew then what I know now, I probably would have stayed single. You get the bitter with the sweet. I don't have to tell you. Marriage mustn't be like something that strangles you, that take away your life, that make you forget you're a person, that you sacrifice yourself just for one person. You know, they say you must love God first. Your husband is your husband, right? You must respect him, you must honor him, and he must respect you, and he must honor you, right? Most relationships is bad, very bad. Most relationships is good, but show me a marriage that is perfect. I promise you, there is none. I've probably divorced my husband maybe over 20 times already. I've packed my bags so many times. But the end result is, with COVID, I have come to the conclusion that we fight, we scale, not physically fighting. Fighting, I mean by arguing, scaling, right? Which that isn't a good environment for children, as we all know, right? Because as we start out as a couple, we are very much in love, and we'll do anything and everything for one another. And then one person fall out of love, and then the other one is still in love, and then the other one must carry the burdens of a marriage. Marriage shouldn't burden you. Marriage should be, you should get married for love because you're in love with somebody. My father used to say, love is just the emotion, it doesn't exist. Alright? Everybody got their own opinion. Then there's people that get married for money. Oh, I love you so much, my baby. Oh. But the end of the day is really the truth. But anyway, everybody's different. If you that kind of person that get married for money, that is your thing. If you that kind of person that get married for love, that is your thing. That is your choice. Because everybody has the right to make their own choices in life. Right? My marriage. My husband is a sailor in the Navy. And he was a lot away from home. So with this, when you go away from a person, you miss that person. And when you come together, it's like, oh, rosy and everything, right? Okay, then he leaves me pregnant, and he goes away, and I have a baby. But okay, I got 3 children. I got 10, 18, and 23. And then everything is just nice and hunky-dory, and then he goes away again. So that is how most women grow up in the Navy. I'm talking about specifically with them. They actually have like, when you marry a Navy man, there's like a code of conduct you take on, where it's like you must uphold his name, you must be a proper wife, you must see to the children and what their needs are. You must actually put yourself aside. That's what I think. This is what I experienced all these years. Um, Life definitely has its ups and downs. Show me a marriage that doesn't have. But the choices that you make is your own choices. My choice that I made is to be a wife, to look after my children. I do love my husband a lot. I do love him. With all my heart, I love him. He did give me a better life. But through all that, I still see the love is there, you know. And maybe he's changing within himself, and maybe he doesn't know how to get out of it. This is why I want to stress about this woman out there. If you are fortunate enough to have a job, number one, if you are fortunate enough to have your own house, please, ladies, please, I know when we get in love, we're over emotional, we don't think about the long life and all that in the head and the future. I know that we do that. If you have a house and someone is in love with you, and you got children, or you got a house, or you get married to this person, don't get married in community of property, please. I know of a lot of people that is married for a couple of months and they get divorced and then they sit without their house. Because why? It was community of property, then that person must get half of that property. Don't do that. Even if you're a mother with children, don't marry in community of property, because your children must have a head over their roof. A roof over their head. Yeah, that is what they must have. Right, sorry for that. I'm not perfect. Alright. Also, the most important thing is that when you're in a relationship and you're in love, right, you only think about yourself and that spouse. And if you have children, include them, but still keep, like they say, an eye open. Don't be naive because you got children. Look after your children and listen after them when they speak to you about something, because that is a stranger that is coming into your life. And don't be a mother when you hear something your children is telling you that is happening and you ignore it, because then you are the fool. Okay? And many reasons why also I'm staying with my husband is because I love him, number one. Number two, I don't want my children to have another father. No matter what happened between the two of us. Yes, my husband drink and all that. He's got his own stresses. I've got my own stresses. Everybody got their own things going on. Right? But the two is the communication in a marriage is the most important thing. Right? Say for instance in a marriage there's no scaling, there's no yelling. What does that tell you? That relationship is dead completely. Because at least there is scaling and yelling, talking now and then. Okay, it's still alive, it's still kicking, there's still caring going on. If you are in a dead marriage, it's like you were the supermodel. Let me say that when you met your husband, you work together, you build up stuff. No? Now you can't work anymore. Now suddenly to your husband, you were an independent woman and now you're depending on him. What do men do? This is a woman perspective. Now he doesn't want you to be a burden. Now he's going to nag you to death. And the truth is, women do die of husband that nag them to death and make them feel that they're worth nothing. And please don't be quiet. Don't be quiet. There is many of you women out there that is going through abuse of men. Many men that goes through abuse as well. Speak to somebody. Get your story out there. Don't be greedy in a marriage, please. Because for some reason, especially if you're so long in a marriage, men think that you are out to get them. Get them with what? You started out together with nothing. And in the marriage you build up whatever. So irrespective of if you're going to get divorced, things are being split 50-50. And be careful what that man that said, you probably gave him 10 times already. I think by the 10th time it's clear that you can see there's no return. Alright. Some people say, hear me, Hear me. I do not say you must do this. That if they knew in the second marriage that things would have been like this, they would have gotten out long time ago. Now, it's not lucky for all, you know. Everybody got their reasons why they're staying in their marriages. I know of some woman that is getting literally beaten up. And I blame them because there is so many things available. Police. Okay, but the police, they are so, you don't always get the response that you must get. Look at my mother, 72 years old, and she was beaten up. I got the photos where she's got blue marks on her legs because they are harassing her by the house. And the police they tell her even don't come to the police station. She goes, she come there all the time. She's an old woman, like, what must she do? She come for help. Now, police don't always give you that response that you need. I know, I've been through that. But it's for you to be persistent, to get yourself out there, being heard, and attend to certain things. You need to. Alright. If you're in a relationship and your husband beat you the first time, alright, you didn't do anything. You didn't go for that interdict, you didn't go for that peace order, you just left it. I bet you money that he's gonna do it again. If you get beaten up for the first time in your life, you make sure that he will never do it again, ever in his whole life. You get a peace order in place, and you take it to the police station, and they must come and hand deliver it to him, make him aware of why the paperwork is here. The paperwork is for you not to beat your wife up. Because if you do beat your wife up, I'll be knocking on your door and arresting you. Not all countries have rights for women. I always say South Africa is the land of milk and honey. Okay, I know it's difficult. I have knocked on many doors over the years, and maybe I say I'm not black enough, maybe I'm not pink enough, maybe I'm not brown enough, maybe I'm not white enough, who knows. But I've tried so many times before. So this is now the only way I can get my messages out there. Somebody will listen to it, the right person I know, and will get hold of me eventually. Because I have a purpose and I have a goal. But back to the marriage. There's some woman in a relationship where the husband is a complete drug addict that do not want to get out of it, right? With this, people that use drugs is different. They don't know if they're here, where they are, or what's going on. Just say, for instance, maybe they hurt their children now accidentally. They didn't mean to, but because of their aggression and emotion, they do things that they regret. Yeah? Now, what will you do as a mother? Will you let your children you gave birth to go through things like that? Or yourself? Ask yourself. Then there's men, there's drinkers. Oh, yeah, I don't want to talk about this. Forgive me, God. You know, in the Bible, it speaks about God did make wine. He made wine. Yes, he made wine. I know. But if you read clearly, you mustn't consume too much so you do not know where you are. Right? Then you get people that drink every day. Now suddenly, yeah, the intestines are giving up. They must go for MRSA operations where they cut their whole body open to get plastic intestines into them, or whatever the case might be, or the kidney gives up, or whatever. They die and all this. What is the purpose? Let me tell you. Some men are so drawn to themselves and just them that they forget about the life that is around them. Now I know women are power horses. Why I say horses? Woman is incredible. I know why God made us. It's not for us to be inferior, but these days, woman has to take over where men are supposed to be at. Most cases you get today, there's no father figure in the house. There's only a mother. Alright? And please believe me, we try our utmost best with our children. But sometimes the manly figure must be there. But the unhappy mother will make the whole house unhappy. A happy wife, a happy dad, I don't know what they say about that, right? The important thing is, if you know as soon as possible you have a problem, addiction of some sort, it is your right to go speak to your spouse. If you know that you are in a financial crisis, it is your right to go speak to your spouse. And your spouse has to listen to you. Your spouse has to hear you. Your spouse has to work with you because you said for better or for worse. No? So be careful when you get married. Don't just say things. God hear you. He hear what you're saying. You said for better or for worse. Now it's worse. Right? So what are you going to do about it? Now some women quickly get divorced and move on with life. Or men, they leave the relationship. Like they say, he went to go buy sunlight soap and he never came back. That is a term that we use here. He went to the shop to go buy soap and we never saw him again. Alright, I just want to let you know, guys, marriage can be a beautiful thing. I know when a man hits a woman, she gets hard, very hard. She loses that respect for him and herself, right? And it gets a difficult situation, right? So now, the end of the day, you must evaluate what is important to you. Because if your children see daddy eat mommy, when they marry, they're going to do the same thing because it was allowed. Just think about it. Don't let me tell you. It's reality, right? And another thing also, the alcohol. You can be helped with alcohol if you want to. There's counselors out there that can talk to you, get to your problem if you don't want to speak to your spouse. And you know, these women that get married for, please, I'm not criticizing you, no? Don't get me wrong. Everything is happy in the marriage. The money is there, financial, everything is there. Now you find out your husband have an affair. What are you going to do then? Now the question is, for you to keep up your lifestyle, are you going to accept it? Or are you going to move on? The question is yours. So now you ask yourself, am I so weak that I cannot stand on my own 2 feet to suffer this abuse? Imagine yourself, you are in a relationship, your husband sleeps with somebody else and he comes sleeps with you again. Please, man, there's something definitely wrong with you. Or in some couples go sleep with one another, or a woman go sleep with the other man to show her husband that she can do the same. You know? So, and then other women take the men back if they sleep with somebody. I don't know. I just don't know. Maybe you can work through things, you know. Marriage counseling is there. Talk to your pastor, you know. But if you have an addiction, you know, you can't get out of it. It's time to speak to your spouse and try and talk about something else. What is next on the agenda, right? Then also, you get very much people that think they're entitled to everything, right? So for some reason, men fall out of love with a woman. It could be due to maybe she's sickly, maybe she's too overweight, maybe she doesn't look after herself. And you know, I'm getting very upset with this, with women. I'm getting very upset with you, right? I'm also overweight, right? I'm fat, right? But I want people to understand, please, God made you the way that you are. Be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else. If you're a fat person, if you're a thin person, right? If you're a beautiful person, if you're an ugly person like people say you are, in God's eyes, we all are beautiful. It's people that give you that, how can I say, that mark or that choppy in their eyes is like that, no? But do not worry about it. You are the person that needs to enhance yourself. The minute you feel you don't looking right, do something about it. Go put hair in your hair, do your eyelashes, right? Attend to your face. Go to the dentist. Let me show you. My teeth is out, but you can't see. But anyway, attend to it. Do your nails, do your toenails, your body, buy some clothes. I didn't say now go buy expensive stuff. Go to the cheapest shop, there's pep stores, and dress yourself up, right? That is the important thing. Do not let yourself fall. When your hubby looks at you, you mustn't look like a sexy, lovey-dovey. No matter if you're not pregnant, no matter if you have not this, because most women get this big stomachs after they have seizures and I3, and it just never leaves you, right? But at the end of the day, you can still dress yourself up to be sexy for your husband. And please do not get so overweight, because the einde van die dag, jy is nie lus for yourself, you not lus for yourself, your husband is not going to be lus for you either. Think about it. Now you're getting men go out there, they're looking for this hussy and this thing and that thing. Now you ask yourself why. You then also a woman. Why can't you do what that woman is doing for your own husband? Huh? You must keep him down, isn't it so? Because it is so difficult when men give up. And when men give up, I'm telling you, they give up. They really give up. They start drinking, because the drinking is they think their only survival to keep them sound of mind, you know. And that is where you come in, that is a woman. Talk to your husband, try and work through these things. But if you try and work through it and you don't want to listen, leave the bastard, man. Leave him. You must pay very maintenance. Everything must be half, or come to some kind of agreement. But you cannot live in this abusive relationship anymore, because you're losing piece by piece a piece of yourself. And that, you know, I don't have to tell you that. And you're not a weakling, you know. So therefore, the independence of a woman is very important. But woman, don't fool yourself. If you watch that movie enough, Jennifer Lopez, that is my movie. Look at that movie. That movie, things like that did happen to that woman. Therefore, they made a movie for other women not to fall into the same trap, not to die. Because you can die. Literally, you can die. Always keep a nest egg, like they say, for you when things go bad. It's yours. Don't tell your husband about it. Because you never know in a marriage. Marriage is not forever. You don't know when it's going to be, or when it's maybe going to be or not. Keep that nest egg so you know one day that whenever something goes sour or wrong, there is money to fall back on. Because we all know money is the tool of life and always will be. You can do what you want. Money will always be. So as of now, when you watch this video, go open a banking account in your children's name, right? And then put money away. Because when things happen, then there is something to back your husband, your children up in yourself. Because some men, and please, I know there's a law. You cannot go take out accounts without letting your wife know, or loans. You have to sign for loans. So what men do, they take out a lot of loans. And at the end of the day, you must just pay back, because now it's community of property, where you also have a right. Because when it's community of property, you have a right to sign on that loan that's been taken. Because you must also pay back that loan as community of property. People, women, don't sit on your lat, like they say. Don't sit in your ass and let life slip you by. Don't sit in your house and sit every day, clean that house, cook that food. Don't let me be like Medea. Which half you want? No, not which half you want. It is the family that is important. It is you that is important. It is your husband that is important. Look at yourself. Make a list. What can I do? Where can I improve? If you tried all that you can try, and there's still no end result, then go. It's clear as daylight. There is nothing you can do. Some women die. Some women get abused for unnecessarily. Some men clear the banking accounts out. Is that love? That is not love. Is that a father figure? That's not a father figure. No. Is that a family man? That is not a family man. Some women work for men. What does the Bible say? Just go read your Bible. Men are providers for their families. Okay, in the regard now, husband can't get to work. I do understand. Then if husband is at home, you must cook the food, clean the house. When you come home, everything is done. Wash the children or what you have. Right? Because it's must a relationship that we're in together, 50-50. Right? We're working together for our family, to uphold our family. The minute when you become a soldier, there is 24-hour God. What I mean by that, there's no break for you, there's no rest for you, there's no nothing for you, there's just nothing, 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 nothing. Because you allow it. What's going to happen one day? Your house is always going to sparkle, nice always, and one day you just die. Dead. What's going to happen? Then the other wife is just nicely going to walk into your house. She's going to get everything on a skunk board, like I say, a tray, where you're supposed to get those things. Don't fool yourself. Put your foot down. If you feel you want to clean your house once a week, you do washing once a week, right? You make easy meals. I will still make a lot of videos, easy meals we can make, so we spend less time into the kitchen, right? Unfortunately for me, I don't want to have now that kitchen like they say, right? But if you don't have the money, then what must you do? Huh? Keep you back from life. Why? Life must still go on being lived. That is a privilege that we got. And that is what we seem to forget. We throw ourselves away. Why do we do that? Why? I ask myself why. Why do most women also drink? A woman to drink is not a good thing. Your children are seeing this. If the mother's not a role model, the father's not a role model, who's going to be the role model? Huh? My mother, my father left us, no? He left us. And my mother could have also left, but she chose to stay behind and raise her family. She even went to do any kind of work to pay her roof up to this day. That is my mother. Because of my mother, no, I stand tall. Because of my mother, I believe in life should be lived. Because of my mother, okay, I also suffer from depression. Don't get me wrong. If you don't, you're a perfect person. It's fine. Because life has got too many. I don't want to say the ugly word throwing at you, nonsense at you. No, that is life. And you think that you fix the one thing now, then something else pops up. But what are you gonna do about it? You're gonna leave it? No. You're gonna get that thing out of the way because you don't want it to pile. And God gave you the strength to do that. So go read your Bible carefully and see what God says about marriages. Google it. See what God says about men. See what God says about women. See what God says about children. Another thing also about children in marriages. Oh God, I know, because you know we want life to be perfect, but life is not perfect. It's what you make of it. That's what I say. And a child that is naughty, let me say that much, in a marriage, it puts a hell of a strain on a marriage. Honest to God. A child that is on drugs and stuff, it just cut the family in half. Honest to God. But also it comes in here, how is the relationship between the father and the mother? No? Because if you have a good relationship, you have enough strength to help your child along, because remember, that child didn't ask to be in this world. Right? You made that child, therefore you're responsible for that child till you die. Yes, the children must go out there. You must push him out of the nest, like they say, and they must learn to fly. Let them go because they can. Because you rear them right. You know what is the right things to do. Right? I've done many things in my lifetime that I could have done wrong. But I can say my daughters, I really don't have problems. But my son, you know. But we all can't be perfect. So yeah, he stresses me out. I can pull my hair on my head and he just frustrates me. But he's my son and I love him. With all my heart, I love my son. You know? So it comes to a point in life where you must decide what is important to you and what is a marriage all about. Because I know of men, you get sweet men and you get funny men. Whoo, and you get bastards, as they say. Are you the kind of man who's going to help your wife wash up? Are you the kind of man who's going to cook now and then? Are you the kind of man who's going to clean now and then? Are you the kind of man who's going to kiss your wife in the neck or something? Or hug her or hold her? Are you the kind of woman that shows him also that he's important, wash his feet or rub lotion on him or whatever the thing is, man, or kiss him or play with his hair and talk to him. Small things go a long way. You don't always have to buy. Some people just buy stuff and give. What is that? Talking is more important. And something that comes from the heart is even more precious. You know, it shows that there is a relationship going on. Like over the years, I can say that my husband also have helped me through a lot of difficulty as well. So basically, I think I know, not I think I know I need my husband. And I know that I love him 100%. And I know I want to be in this marriage. And I know that I love my kids. And I know I want to help my children. So I'm sorted. I know where I want to be. Right? I know that I want to get closer to God. What do you know? If you don't know where you want to be in your marriage, it is time that you make your list and ask yourself, is it worth it? If you have loved ones and family around you, that can help. Ask for help. Don't be that woman. You are so beaten up. Now you put a lot of foundation and hooters on your face that people can still see, and you will still want to keep you that high and fly girl. No, girl. You have been messed up. And when you've been messed up, it's you that must make a change to your life. This goes for men and for women. Talk about it, guys. Communicate with one another. Any little thing that goes on in your family life, come together. And I know finances is the main cause of families where women work with their own money, men work with their own money. It should be combined. But me and my husband also, he works with his money, I work with my money, which is wrong. Right? So now it's been lived for so many years, there's no way it's going to be changed now all of a sudden. So it's things that you allowed that you have to live with now. You understand? So basically for me in a marriage is when I'm down and out, who's going to be there for me? Right? That is what it is all about. And even if you call upon a friend, I'm just making an example, and your friend helps you, that is a friend indeed. If you call upon a friend and your friend cannot help you, that is not your friend. Voila!